we can all be honest and say this: being vulnerable is hard for everybody. But how do you be vulnerable as a man with your wife? That's your wife, sorry. So how do you do that? Let's say you're a man and this is the ground of your life, and your life is growing some ugly weeds. Like this is probably a hidden habit that you have. It's a hidden habit. And you wonder, do I tell my wife about these things? It might feel like that's the moral or right thing to do. Instinctually, you feel like these weeds will threaten this relationship. And that would be right, certainly. Certainly, hidden weeds growing in our life do threaten a lot of things about our life. But then you wonder, okay, if I tell her about the fact that I'm starting to drink too much, or I am secretly partaking in some kind of substance or activity, like, isn't she just going to freak out on me? Isn't she just going to go into this mode where she doesn't trust me anymore? And then isn't that going to ruin this? Don't I have to keep my habit hidden to save the relationship? Even though I also know that the habit that I'm hiding is taking away from the relationship, like, what do? I want to give you a practical thing you can do that I think will really, really help. So the weeds that grow in our life, they grow out of depleted soil. This is the ground of our life. When a man in his heart is depleted, it's going to cause weeds to grow. And then all the focus is on the weeds. A depleted heart means, let's say at work, you just feel like, I am just going through the motions. What is the point? I am just clicking buttons. I'm just doing the same old thing. This is getting me nowhere. Maybe you feel like life is kind of meaningless altogether, and maybe you feel like you're failing as a man. When a man feels this way, he will act this way. So here's the simple thought process I want you to have. The depleted soil is your heart. Share your heart with your wife. The weeds are the habits of our life. Share your habits with a friend. It is really important that these weeds don't stay hidden. Share them with a friend, but share your heart with your wife. And that means you share with her kind of how you're feeling as a man. You might think, well, man, I don't want to sound like a little wimp. Well, strong people have weakness, because all people have weakness. And so to admit to someone, I just feel like I'm living far beneath what I was made for. I feel like I'm just going through the motions with my life. I feel like I'm just getting older. I'm just existing. I feel like there's got to be more. And so when you share your heart, I know it's still hard to say those things to your wife, but many wives, it makes them feel secure when they know that their husband isn't hiding the weakness of their heart. It's actually attractive to most wives. It's attractive to them for their husband to be vulnerable this way and sharing their heart. Once again, share your habits with a friend. Share your heart with your wife. If you need further help with this, you can go to my website, markdelaney.com. We created a program called the Purpose Mastermind. We also have a podcast called the Purpose Mastermind Podcast. And if you go there, you'll receive a lot of content like this, where it's practical content on how you can live your best, bold life.